Good evening, everybody. I'm Baso, and this is Adrian. So today we're doing a video for the runners, and I know a lot of people don't really know what to do as far as really warming up before a run. So the main emphasis, we're gonna do ankle mobility, hip, and glutes engaging. So those are very important. So we're going to do a video today. You can use this video as this is what you ought to do before you actually start running. So it can take 30 to 45 minutes depending on how many sets, but it's very effective. If you ever have shin splints, you ever have knee issues, a lot of times the knee issues because of weak glutes and also ankle mobility. So there's other factors that play in it. So this will hit the most of what you need. That's very important. I know there's a lot of different stretches, a lot of different exercises out there, but I deal with a lot of people with different ankle plantar fasciitis, ankle issues, and this hits it. It hits pretty much everything you need to do. Is mobility with body weight and resistance. Yes, you can stretch, but the only problem is you want to build strength in that area too, not just by stretching. So mobility is important. So I'm going to show you this video is about mobility and strengthening at the same time. So Adrian's going to demonstrate it. So we're going to first start off with the wobble board. So Adrian's going to demonstrate on both legs. While she's doing it, I'm going to show you how actually, if you've never done it, how it's actually going to look. So she's going to go a little faster just because she's used to it, and her ankle has a great mobility. So she's going to do both the left and the right, 50 reps. So go ahead, Adrian. So front to back is 1. So that counts as 1. So you want to do 50. Yep, you can go fast if you want to. So ultimately, you want to go about this faster. Now, when you first starting off, you won't go that fast. So let me demonstrate how it looks. People don't realize how stiff their ankles are until they get on something like this. So 1 foot off the ground, the other foot on the board, and this is how it's going to actually look. So when you first start doing this, it's time consuming. So you want to make sure the board stays level as far as the sides, and you go front to back. So front, back, 1, front, back, 2. Now make sure you keep your legs straight. Don't bend your knees, because the whole purpose of this is to get some mobility in your ankles. As you see, she just did 50. You see how fast that was? You're not going to go do 50 that fast if this is the first time you're doing it. So now she's going to go to her other. Go ahead. You did 50 already? All right. You doing the other leg? Okay. Now she's going to do the other leg. As you saw, she probably did it in about like a minute's time. So we're just demonstrating. So you should hear that tap. That means I want the board to go front and back. If it's not touching without bending your knees, you definitely have some ankle restrictions there. So this would help you. Now, I've never done it before. Your calves will be tight. So give me 50 on each leg. That's front to back. You can do about 2 sets. Now, if you're in a rush, just do 1 set. So we're just doing it like we're in a rush. We're going to get ready to go, run. So 1 set of 50 is good. You want to turn it into a workout, then you do 2 to 3 sets. So the next one she's going to demonstrate is the side to side. So basically, we're getting some dorsiflexion with the front to back. Now we're going to get the lateral movement on the ankles. Same thing, she's going to get 50. Go ahead, Aiden. She's going to do both sides. Reason she's stepping on the board, because most people, it's easy for them to lean out, but going inwards is a little more difficult. So when they go in, the knees bow in. So you don't want your legs to bow in. You want to keep them straight. So you see my leg, I go out, and then I use my foot to go in. So when it goes in, my ankle's actually turning like that, and that's the whole purpose. So you want to get 50. So you can use, if you're on your right leg, you want to use your left leg. Stay level and come down. And this is how it's actually going to look when you do it yourself. And if you're doing like this and trying to do it, that means combination of weak ankles and your core is not really strong. So those are two important things. That was 50? Yes. See? She's that good. But again, you're not going to go that fast when you first start off. So go ahead and do the other 50. Again, I'll demonstrate while she's doing her 50. As you see, side to side. So stay level. So when you stand on the wobble board, you're going to stand dead center, your other leg up, see? Not touching the ground. Go side, and then use your left foot to push it down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. So get 50. The more you do it, the faster you'll be able to go through it. So the first time it may take a little while, but that's okay. The more consistent, and these can be done, if doing one set, this can be done before every run. So next, we got the ankles a little bit loose. Now we're going to actually stretch the calves a little bit more and a little bit more in depth. So Adrian's going to get on the slant board. And the slant board has different levels, degrees. Her mobility is good, so she's actually going to take it all the way to the highest level, which is 35. So here, she's going to give me dynamics. So she's going to stand on it, and she's going to do all three positions. Here, pigeon toe, and duck walk. So you don't have to wait. Go ahead and do 25 all three directions. While she's doing it, you watch her feet placement is parallel. And she want to keep her body straight. See how she's leaning into it, but she don't want her heels to come up. So preferably when you do this at home, do it without no tennis shoes, do it with socks or barefooted. And if you're actually going to run, you can actually take that wobble board and that slant board with you when you do these exercises. So again, she's doing 25, all three angles, dynamic stretches. So now she's going to do a pigeon toe. So she literally pigeon toe, and she's going to give me 30 dynamics. If you've never tried this before, it's going to really stretch all three parts, inner, outer, and the center part of your calves really good. So you ain't got to do but one set when you're trying to do it as a warm up, but if you want to turn it into a workout, you can do 3 sets and turn it into a workout. But doing one set, it'll probably take you anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes, but not the first time. It's going to take a little longer. So she's doing the last angle. So she did straight, pigeon toe, and she did duck walk with the feet out, heels touching each other. So she's going to do 25 reps. All dynamics, just with body weight. All right, now she's gonna go to, you can leave your shoes off. She's gonna go to you can stand on this side, do a profile shot so they can see. Now she's gonna do some dorsiflexion with her ankles. So the key to this is for your heels not to come up, and see where my hand is at. That's her goal, is to get there. Let's do 25. So basically, your knees need to be 3 or 4 inches past your toes without your heels coming up. So this is her heels right here, when you see my hand, and this is the front of her toes. So her knees is coming this far out. So if you can't get that far out, that means you got some restriction in your ankle. And that in turn will affect how you run, and it'll put more strain on your knees. 25, both sides. So 25 on both sides. Doesn't matter how your back leg goes, as you see. Now, when you do this, it may not look like this. I'll demonstrate. Most people that I train that have ankle issues, I'm gonna show you how it really looks compared to how this is how it's supposed to look. So when you're doing these at home or outside, 25 reps. So most of the clients I deal with, they don't have good ankle mobility. So this is how it looks. So this is the front of my toes. Normally this is it. That's as good as they can get. And if they go any further, this is how the heels come up. So the whole purpose of this is for your heels not to come up. As you can see, I can go 3 or 4 inches past my toes. So that's the ultimate goal. If you're only going right here and barely reaching your toe, you have some restrictions. So that wobble board and the slant board would definitely help. The more restriction your ankles, the more problems you're gonna have. So that's our warm-ups. So we're gonna go to the next one. So we're gonna do the couch stretch next. We can do it right here. We don't have to move the camera. Oh, you probably want to take your shoes off too. So that, yeah. You hold it for 30 and then, yeah, and do, not right here. We'll do this one first, the couch stretch. And then hold it for, nah, don't even hold it for 30. Just go ahead and do 50 dynamics like you need to. All right, the next warm up is called the couch stretch. So your heel is doing many things. Your ankles are getting that full dorsiflexion, and the goal to this is to get your knees as closest to wall as possible. And she's just going to give me 50 dynamics. So she's going to go back. So the goal is to get flat on the wall, her back all the way on the wall. Now this stretch here actually helps stretch your hip flexors and your quads. So it gets deep. If you can't get quite your knee to the wall like she is, then you have some mobility issue. As close as you can get your knee to the wall, that's good. You got to start somewhere. So get about 50, and that'll actually help stretch that hip flexors and that quads before you start running. As you can see, her foot has that dorsiflexion and it's almost straight. So her feet is like that. So that's actually going to help stretch her feet along with while she's stretching her quads and hip flexors. So you're knocking out three muscles at the same time doing this stretch here. It's called the couch stretch. You're not sure, you can look it up too, but they're really good. So basically she's giving me 50 dynamics and she's leaning back into it. And the more she lean into it, the more she's stretching the hip flexors, the quads, and also she's stretching that ankle. Good. So the next one, the bandit. Put that. Sure. Nah, you ain't gonna, you shouldn't slide. It's been so humid. I might have to sit on the bench on this one. Might not have enough weight. Hold on. All right, this one here is called the elephant stretch. So she got 2 resistant bands right behind her knees. Depending on how strong your quads or if you have issues with your knees, don't put as much tension. The further you go back, the more tension you go. Basically, what she's going to do is bend her knees and then extend it and almost lock it out. So go ahead and do 50. Bend a little bit more. Slower? No, bend. Go down a little bit more, bend. There you go. So these are called elephant walks. Now you can put your hands down to the floor if you can reach the floor, and that'll be a more intense stretch. We'll do 2. So she's gonna do 50 on this one. If you haven't done these before and you put a little tension, it will really fire up those quads and get those hamstrings and glutes fired up, but mainly the quads. But it does fire up all the nerves running from your toes all the way up into your hips. So again, if you haven't tried it, try it. Do 50 reps and then move on. Good. Now can you put your hands on the ground and do it? Yeah. So this is the more advanced one. Put your hands on the ground. Yep, that's good. There you go. She's gonna do 25 that way. That's the more advanced one. The ultimate goal is to get your hand flat on the ground. We gotta work on it. She's touching it though.
I can put it flat, but not doing this.
So it really fires up those legs before running. 25?
That's 20.
That's
25?
Yeah, we'll do 25. But stick to 50. We're just showing you a more advanced way of doing it. All right, good. Nice. So the next warm up, we're gonna do you can put your shoes on this one. Sit on the bench. Good. Sit all the way back. You're gonna do the tibia raiser. No, sit back. Yep. Put your feet up there. Give me 25. Remember, you wanna go all the way front. Scoot up a little bit more this way. All right. Now this is called the tibialis raises, but it's with the kettlebell. So if you suffering from shin splints, this is perfect for the shin splints, and also it helps. As you can see, she's letting that weight pull her ankles down as far as she can go, help with the flexion. Now the modified version of this, if you don't have a kettlebell, you can lean up against the wall and stay on your heels like this and do tibialis raises like this. This is the modified version. So basically, it's all these muscles here that fire up, and that'll help protect you from having shin splints, and also actually help strengthen those ankles. That's a 25. That's a 15-pound kettlebell. So if you starting off, you may want to start with like a 10, but you really want to do these as a good warm up. They really fire up those muscles before you get ready to run. This helps prevent you from getting injuries as well. So you can do this, get up 30 minutes, 40 minutes before you actually go on your run. And you can actually do it afterwards if you want to as well, but perfect for before running. So we work the ankles, we work the tibialis, the dorsiflexion in the ankles. Now we're gonna work the hip flexors. So sit on the bench. Yeah. You can use body weight. We're gonna do one set of 25 and another set of 25 with weight so you can see both versions. So the hip flexors, if you can find a bench at a park or a wall, and if you do it this way with your feet on the ground, make sure you're leaning forward or sit straight. Don't sit back. You'll be able to feel it all in your hip flexors. Go ahead, dynamics. Let's do 25. 1, yep, up and down. 2, 3, 4. So this is a good warm up. If you haven't tried this, try it. And it really will fire up those hip flexors. Again, this is all to help prevent you from getting injuries. There's a lot of different stretches and a lot of different exercises out there. Try this for a couple months and see if it helps make a difference. Again, I know there's a lot of different ones, but just try it. And you can't just do it 1 or 2 times and say, okay, it didn't do nothing for me. Ready? Okay. Yep. So we're adding a 5-pound kettlebell, and she's going to finish out with 25 reps. So if you're just doing this dynamically, you can just use your body weight. If you're at a park, find a wall or find a bench to sit on, put your legs straight and do it this way. Now, if you can't find anything, you can sit on the ground and do it, but it's a lot more intense sitting on a bench. And make sure you stay straight or lean forward for the most effective burn. All right, switch to the other leg, give me 25, and then we'll do 25 with the weights. This will fire up everything that you need to fire up. All right, the last 25. See how she's staying straight? She's not leaning back. If you gotta lean back to get it up, that means you got some restriction in your hip flexion. Also, they're not as strong as they should be. All right, put that bench up against the wall. Use a braid. All right, put that on your ankles. I mean your feet, put it on your feet. You'll do 50. Sit on the bench. We'll do your left leg first. Put right leg first. Step on that with your right. Yeah, we can do that. And this go between. Yep.
Right or left?
You can do the left, and that goes between your legs. All right. The next warm up is called the internal hip rotation with a resistance band on your feet. And you can use anything like basketball, volleyball, whatever you have, foam roller. And what she's gonna do, give me 50 dynamics. Yep. So she should be feeling all that in her hips. It's called an internal hip rotation. And she's just getting it out, working. And if you feel it, it's just strictly in the hips. But also with the band and doing the internal hip rotation, you're actually exercising the knees and the ankles are your secondary muscles. So the muscles around your knees and then the ankles. So she's doing 50 and then she's gonna go to the other side and do 50. So if you don't have a yoga block, that's fine. You can just stand on the ground and just lift your left leg up a little bit and go to the side. 50, all right, go to the other side. Give me 50. So all these are hitting every areas from your waist below and targeting every area so that they're fired up before you actually get ready to go on the run. I know the video seems long, but when you actually go through it and do it about 6-7 times, it'll probably only take you about 15-20 minutes to go through everything. And the ball is to keep the knees in place so nothing's moving but the bottom part from your knees down to your feet. 50. All right. Switch the block to the other side. Now you're going to give me 25 and 25. Now she's going to give me, you can call it knee rotation or hip rotation. I call this knee rotation because she's sitting. Go ahead and give me 25 one direction and 25 the other direction. So when you feel like your knees sometimes they buckle, a lot of people train forward, back, and laterally on the knees. So even though your knees, you're going forward and back and then lateral, your knees also rotates and moves. So you also have to train it and warm it up because as you're running, you may roll your ankles. And if your ankles roll, your knees have to be stable enough to be able to handle that rolled ankle, or you're gonna put some more tension on your knees. So this helps fire up your knees before you go. Now activates the internal, external of the hip too. But the primary muscle on this one here, because of the rotation, is both the knees and the hips. Good. Now she's going to do both 25 clockwise and counterclockwise on the other. Again, this is preventative maintenance. I'm big on trying to prevent from people getting injuries. So yes, the first time you do this, it's going to be tedious, but the more you do it, the faster it gets. So you can knock it out in 15, 20 minutes. Good. All right. Now you're going to stand up. Let me move the bench. You're going to use the block too. Put it back on your ankles, and you're going to give me a hip rotation now. Yeah, no, I mean feet. Put it on the feet. Sorry. So you can do the left one first, 25, 25. You can just stand on the block. That way it raises you up a little bit. So that way you don't have to lean as much. You can just sit here. All right, the next one is actually hip rotation. So again, this is straight leg. The knees are secondary. So she's going to do 25, 25 each direction. Go as wide, yep, wide as you can. Circles, nope, circles. So she's going to give me 25 each direction. And if you don't have a yoga block, that's fine. You can just stand on the ground. You just lean over a little bit when you do the rotation. 25 clockwise, 25 counterclockwise. It helps to open up those hips again. And it actually activates the glutes too. 25, go the other way. So again, try it out. Let me know, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Big on preventative maintenance. And make sure before you do any of these, you get a clearance through your doctor saying it's okay to do these workouts. So make sure you get a clearance through your doctor first. All right. And she always start on her weaker side or less dominant side. So we actually start on the left. But sometimes you can be dominant on the right leg, but your right hip will be weaker. So whatever the one's more dominant. So if your left hip is more dominant, even though you're right-handed or right leg, do your left one first, do your right hip first. You'll know once you do these exercises which one dominant, because it'll fatigue faster. The other direction. And make sure, try to get as big a circle as you can. I know her circle don't look big, but the resistance band is heavy. Good. Now you're going to keep that on. We're going to work your hip flexors now. We'll just use the band. You'll just face the camera and button back against the wall. Now we're going to do standing hip flexors with the resistant bands. Bring it up. You can use the wall to support you. She's going to get 50 on each side. Let's go. Yep, high as you can. Left side first. 50. 3, 4. And you can go as fast as you want on these because, again, it's a dynamic workout. Mm-hmm. And once you engage everything, it makes it a lot easier when you first start running, especially if you're a runner that's been running for a while, your hips feel stiff. So it takes a little while to open up. This will actually open up your hips. If you're coming in and you're walking like this, you got stiff hips and you got stiff ankle, stiff knee, it needs to be more fluent. All right, 50 on the other one. So it should take you about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes to do all this once you're consistent with it. If you're not, first time may take you 35, 40 minutes. Like anything, if you want to get better at it, practice. It gets a little easier. And then you get complacent with these workouts, then we can go to another one, which will make another one that's a little bit more advanced than this one. All right. So the last one, we normally lay down, but this one we can stand up. She'll just be up against the wall like this, and she'll finish out with 50 hip raises, left and right. And then that'll be our conclusion of a great warm-up workout for the lower body. So 50 and 50. You ready to run now?
Ooh, yeah. Ready to sleep.
Good job. So everything from your lower half is engaged by the time you get through doing all these warm-ups. Feel like you did a full-blown workout, huh?
Yes. Hips.
Just getting to her. Good job. So watch the video, do the workout. If you've never done this, this will fire up everything in your lower half. Ask Adrian, she'll tell you. So this is a great exercise that you can do before you start running. I would advise doing it just because it's preventing the maintenance. I know a lot of times most people do your normal leg swings and all that, but when you warm up, be intentional with your warm-ups. Don't just do it. Okay, this is what they told me to do. Side to side, front to back, reach down. Those are all cool and everything, but you need to, if you see Adrian's heart rate, it's probably like anywhere between 130 and 150. And these were dynamics. She probably burned, even this 20, 30 minutes, she probably burned 230 to 260 calories, give or take. A true warm out is you want to be already fired up and loose. Even though if you're running when it's hot temperatures, everything, especially if you've been running a lot, everything's stiff. So even though it may be hot outside, you haven't fired up everything, especially in your lower half. You need to get everything going, almost like you did a full blown out workout and then you go out there and run. Now, as you see, other than the tibialis raises, we didn't use any weights. We just use a resistance band. If you don't have weights, that's fine. You can just use your body weight and do it. So I showed you the modification, but try it and you'll see how effective it is. And I'll also be an eye opener to you when you do these exercises. You'll say, dang, I'm not as mobile. I can't do this fast. Try it. A lot of times you think you can do it, but try it first before you say, oh, nah, that don't look too good. But anyways, thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, leave us a comment. Thank you, Adrian. She got a workout today. Okay. Leave us a comment and we'll do a more advanced one later on as well. All right. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good evening.